So I have a Facebook friend
So I have a Facebook friend
whose life seems perfect.
whose life seems perfect.
She lives in a gorgeous house,
She lives in a gorgeous house,
and she has a really rewarding career.
and she has a really rewarding career.
And she and her family go on
And she and her family go
all these exciting adventures together on the week.
on these exciting adventures all together on the
Weekends. And I swear that they must take weekends. And I swear that they must take
And I swear that they mistake
a professional photographer along with
a professional photographer along with
them. Because no matter where they go or what they do,
because no matter where they go or what they do,
the whole family just looks beautiful.
the whole family just looks beautiful.
And she's always posting about how blessed she
And she's always posting about how blessed she is
and how grateful she is for the life that she
and how grateful she is for the life that she
has. And I get the feeling she's not just saying those things.
And I guess the feeling that she's not just saying those things
For the sake of Facebook,
for the sake of Facebook.
but she truly means it.
She truly means it.
How many of you have a friend kind of like that?
How many of you have a friend kind of like that?
And how many of you
And how many of you
kind of don't like that person sometimes?
don't like that person sometimes?
We all do this, right?
We all do this, right?
It's hard not to do.
Not to do.
But that way of thinking costs us something.
But that way of thinking costs us something.
And that's what I want to talk to you about today.
And that's what I want to talk to you about today.
Is what our bad habits cost us.
Is what our bad habits cost us.
Maybe you scroll through your Facebook feed and you
Maybe you scroll through your Facebook feed.
think, so what if I roll my
And you think, so what if I roll my eyes?
It's just 5 seconds of my time.
It's just 5 seconds of my time.
How could it be hurting me?
How could it be hurting me?
Well, researchers have found that envying your friends on Facebook actually leads to depression. That's just one of the traps that our minds can set for us.
That's just one of the traps that our minds can set for us.
Have you ever complained about your boss?
Have you ever complained about your boss?
Or looked at your friends' lives and thought, why do they have all the luck?
Why did they have all the luck?
Can't help thinking that way, right?
You can't help thinking that way, right?
That way of thinking seems small in the moment.
That way of thinking seems small in the moment.
In fact, it might even make you feel better in the moment.
In fact, it might even make you feel better in the moment.
But that way of thinking is eating away at your mental strength.
But that way of thinking is eating away at your mental strength.
There's 3 kinds of destructive beliefs that make us less effective and rob us of our mental strength. The first one is unhealthy beliefs about ourselves.
The first one is unhealthy beliefs about ourselves.
We tend to feel sorry for ourselves. And while it's okay to be sad when something bad happens,
and while it's okay to be sad when something bad happens,
self-pity goes beyond that.
Self-pity goes beyond that.
It's when you start to magnify your misfortune.
It's when you start to magnify your misfortune.
When you think things like, why do these things always have to happen to me?
Why do these things always have to happen to me?
I shouldn't have to deal with it.
I shouldn't have to deal with it.
That way of thinking keeps you stuck,
That way of thinking keeps you stuck.
keeps you focused on the problem,
Keep you focused on the problem.
keeps you from finding a solution.
Keep you from finding a solution.
And even when you can't create a solution,
And even when you can find a solution,
you can always take steps to make your life or somebody else's life better.
you can always take steps to make your life or somebody else's life better.
But you can't do that when
But you can do that
you're busy hosting your own pity party.
when you're busy hosting your own pity party.
The second type of destructive belief that holds us back
The second type of destructive belief that holds us back
is unhealthy beliefs about others.
is unhealthy belief about others.
We think that other people can control us,
We think that others people can control us,
and we give away our power.
and we give away our power.
But as adults who live in a free country,
Thus, as a devil in a free country,
there's very few things in life that you have to do.
there's very few things in life that you have to do.
So when you say, I have to work late,
So when you say I have to work late,
you give away your power.
you give away your power.
Yeah, maybe there'll be consequences if you don't work late, but to work late, you give away your power. Yeah, maybe there'll be consequences if you don't work late,
Yeah, maybe there will be consequences if you don't work late.
but it's still a choice.
It's still a choice.
Or when you say, my mother-in-law drives me crazy,
Or when you say your mother-in-law drives me crazy,
you give away your power.
you give away your power.
Maybe she's not the nicest person on earth,
Maybe she's not the nicest person on earth.
but it's up to you how you respond to her
It's up to you.
on earth. But it's up to you how you respond to her
But it's up to you how you respond to her
because you're in
because you're in
control. The third type of unhealthy belief that holds us back
the third type of unhealthy belief that holds us back
is unhealthy beliefs about the world.
is unhealthy beliefs about the world.
We tend to think that the world owes us something.
We tend to think that the world owns us something.
We think if I put in enough hard work,
We think if I put in enough hard work,
then I deserve success.
that I deserve success.
But expecting success to fall into your lap, that the world owes us something. We think if I put in enough hard work, then I deserve success. But expecting success to fall into your
But expecting success to fall in your
lap like some sort of cosmic reward
as some sort of promise reward
will only lead to disappointment.
would only lead to disappointment.
But I know it's hard to give up our bad mental habit.
But I know it's hard to give up our bad mental habits.
It's hard to get rid of those unhealthy beliefs
It's hard to get rid of those unhealthy beliefs
that we've carried around with us for so long.
that we carry around with us for so long.
But you can't afford not to give them up,
But you can't afford not to give them up.
because sooner or later, you're going to hit a time in your life
Because sooner or later, you're going to hit a time in your life
where you need all the mental strength that you can muster.
where you need all the mental strength that you can muster.
When I was 23 years old,
When I was 23 years old,
I thought I had life all figured out.
I thought I had life all figured out.
I graduated from grad
I graduated from grad
school. I landed my first big job as a therapist.
I landed my first big job as a therapist.
I got married,
I got married.
and I even bought a house.
And even bought a house.
And I thought, this is going to be great. I've got
And I thought this is going to be great.
this incredible jump start on success.
I've got this incredible jump start on success.
What could go wrong?
go wrong?
That all changed for me one day
That only changed for me one day
when I got a phone call from my sister.
when I got a phone call from my sister.
She said that our mother was found unresponsive,
She said that our mother was found unresponsive
and she'd been taken to the hospital.
and she's been taken to the hospital.
My husband Lincoln and I jumped in the car and rushed to the hospital.
My husband Lincoln and I jumped in the car and rushed to the hospital.
We couldn't imagine what could be wrong.
We couldn't imagine what could be wrong.
My mother was only 51.
My mother was only 51.
She didn't have any history of any kind of health problems.
She didn't have any history of any kind of health problems.
When we got to the hospital,
When we got to the hospital,
doctors explained she'd had a brain aneurysm.
doctors explained she had a brain aneurysm.
And within 24 hours, my mother,
And within 24 hours, my mother,
who used to wake up in the morning saying, "It's a great day to be alive,"
who used to wake up in the morning saying, "It's a great day to be alive,"
passed away.
passed away.
That news was devastating to me.
This news was taken to me.
My mother and I had been very close.
My mother and I had been very close.
As a therapist, I knew on an intellectual level how to go through grief.
As a therapist, I know on an intellectual level how to go through grief.
But knowing it and doing it can be two very different things.
But knowing it and doing it can be two very different things.
It took a long time before I felt like I was really healing.
It took a long time before I felt like I was really healing.
And then on the 3-year anniversary of my mother's death,
And then on the 3 years anniversary of my mother's death,
some friends called
some friends called
and invited Lincoln and me to a basketball game.
and invited Lincoln and me to a basketball game.
Coincidentally, it was being played at the same.
Coincidentally,
Some friends called and invited Lincoln and me to a basketball game. Coincidentally, it was being played at the
it's been going
same auditorium where I had last seen my
at the same auditorium where I last seen my mom
mother on the night before she passed away.
on the night before she passed away.
I hadn't been back there since.
I hadn't been back there since.
I wasn't even sure I wanted to go back.
I wasn't even sure I wanted to go to that.
But Lincoln and I talked about it, and ultimately we said,
But Lincoln and I talked about it, and ultimately we said,
maybe that'll be a good way to honor her memory.
maybe that would be a good way to honor her memory.
So we went to the game.
So we went to the game,
We actually had a really good time with our friends.
and we actually had a really good time down the phone.
On the drive home that night,
On the drive home that night,
we talked about how great it was
we talked about how late it was
to finally be able to go back to that place
to finally be able to go back to that place.
and remember my mother with a
And remember mother was a nice
smile rather than all the